if you follow me on TikTok, you'll know that the IS blew up. But the upside is I never did put the turbo kit on. I got pretty close. We had everything on it. It's just down to me needing a car because my buddy was up here from Tennessee, and I didn't feel like bumming rides off of people while he was here and not being able to do what we wanted to do. So we put my car back together stock, which was a horrible idea. It was for like the last 2 days he was here. It was retarded for us to put it back to stock. We should have just left it and put everything back on it. Just recently, probably like 2-3 weeks ago, I was coming back from Joliet, Illinois, and which is like a 2-hour drive for me, just there, like 4 hours there and back. Made it there just fine. And on my way back, I was probably an hour away from home, and I pulled up to the toll road booth and no power. The car just shuts off randomly. I'm like, that's weird. It's never done that before. Battery light comes on, oil light comes on, check engine light comes on, and in my head, because I've had alternator problems before, in my head I'm like, it's probably just an alternator. So I push it to the side, I get my toll booth ticket, I push it to the side, and I'm sitting there, I'm like looking around, didn't find anything, no major oil leaks. I mean, I have oil leaks, but no major oil. It's not like leaking oil. So I get back in the car, try to start it, cranks for a little bit, then it starts, and then I start driving probably another, I would say 10-15 minutes, and the car just slowly loses power. Like, it bogs down pretty much, and I'm like, this is super weird. Like, it's not making any noise, like nothing. It's just bogging down on power, and then the car shuts off. So I pull to the side and I try starting it again, and it sounds like there's no compression, absolutely none. So I had a tow truck come get me off toll road to my uncle's shop, and that bill was $400. Not very happy about that. But we get to a shop and we pull it in and we do a compression test. No compression. Any of the cylinders gone, 0. At this point, I didn't really know what to do, so I took a borescope. This is gonna sound really funny and fucked up. I took a borescope, shoved it down the cylinder. Piston head's fine, cylinder wall's fine, no valves in the bottom of the, or on the cylinder. So I don't know, like, it didn't seem like a jump time. It doesn't seem like the head gasket went out. I don't know. But the one thing I do know is that there's a borescope camera stuck in my head, or my cylinder, because my dumbass left it in there, and one of my coworkers was like, crank it over, I want to hear it. Because when we were cranking it over the first time to do a compression test, it was the night before, and it was just me and my uncle. And I left the borescope in there overnight, and I totally forgot about it. And a coworker was like, hey, crank it over, I want to hear it, see if I can tell what it is. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I get in there, crank it over. I see the borescope go up, down, and that's it. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then my other coworker decides he's gonna put a like a socket extension inside the cylinder to see if the piston's broke. If the extension goes up, then down, then the cylinder's not broke. So he did that, but he didn't do it on cylinder 1 because he couldn't get the borescope out. So after, I went up to the engine and I tried to get the borescope out, and the bore scope got smashed by the cylinder and the head where the valves are. And I'm like, oh fuck, that's lovely. But my other coworker tried to get it out, and he got it up to where the spark plug threads in at, and we see that smashed. I'm like, great. So we keep pulling, and the camera breaks off the tail of the telescope. And so now I gotta pull the head just to get the camera out. But what does this mean for the car? People keep telling me to LS swap it because it's cheaper and you get just as much, you probably get more power out of an LS swap. But that's not what I want to do. I want to keep it to its roots and build a 2J, make decent power. My power goal is 500. 2Js just sound better than LSs in my opinion. But I know it costs more, but I'm willing to throw money at it because I don't plan on getting rid of this thing. Like, probably gonna keep this car forever. The head work, everything I need done to get it to 500. I want to deck the head, new pistons because GEs suck ass. I want to get GTE rods. I'll keep my pistons. I already have all my turbo stuff, so said and done to get it driving, probably like $2-3 grand, because I'm not doing like over the top work, just enough to get it to 500 and ship it, which consists of pistons, rods, ECU, my turbo stuff. I think that's it. And then I'm just gonna shim the transmission, the actuators, because I've heard that you can get a little bit more strength out of it when you do that, which is fine. If it blows up, oh well, I'll just manually swap it. I know I look different because my whatever you want to call this, it's been, I don't even know, probably like 11 months, 9 months, somewhere in between there, 10 months, something like that, since I made my last video. I suck at keeping these updated, but since the car's not running or driving and I have to do some motor work on actually get it drivable and ready, then I might as well try to make some YouTube videos out of it. I post a lot more on my TikTok. I'll link it in the description. I'll probably post like small clips of whatever on there, and then I'll try to do full videos, but to me, talking behind a camera in front of people just doesn't, I have social anxiety as it is, and doing this just kind of like makes me feel weird. I'm always like, who's listening? Like, it's no fun. But I'd like to be able to have all this documented for like later, and if something goes bad, I can look at this and be like, oh yeah, I fucked up. Like, I didn't torque that to 150 foot-pounds or whatever the case may be. But it should be fun, I think. I wish it didn't blow up, but at the same time, I'm happy it did, because I know my ass would not get to it if it didn't blow up. I just keep driving it, and just put all that stuff behind me, because I just want to drive my car. But I'll throw some clips in of how far we got. Probably some of the clips don't really show how far we got. We got to turbo on, oil lines ran. What else? We got intercooler piping on. We got everything on except for, oh, what was it? There's one thing that we could not get. I want to say it was the inlet pipe for the turbo to the intercooler piping. Like, I didn't have the right coupler, something like that. It was something small and retarded. it was fun, I guess, having a few weeks of trying to turbo my car. Honestly, I'm kind of glad we didn't, because I definitely would have blown that bitch up. That bitch would have said, see you later. And then I'd have to buy a new block, because there's a rod sticking out of the block, and that's no good. I really think that's all. There's not much I wanted to say, other than the fact that it's blown up. So just thought I'd share that with you and tell you where I'm at in this project. The cool thing is my daily. My daily is pretty sick. I got a 1999 Acura Integra, you know, a little GSR manual, you know, something light. But that bitch sucks in the snow, swear. It gets stuck pulling out of my driveway like 2 times a day. It's garbage. But yeah, it's pretty clean. Yeah, I think that's it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
And it goes like this. You get in your car, don't need to kiss.